Now here's a question. Is the Quad or a member of the Quad precipitating this tension? I'll tell you why I asked this. First, let me play out a little conversation for you. It happened here in Tokyo earlier this week.
You didn't want to get involved in the Ukraine conflict militarily for obvious reasons. Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes.
You are?
That's the commitment we made.
This is US President Joe Biden telling the world that his country is committed to defending Taiwan militarily, meaning if China invades, the US will defend Taipei. There is a commitment, he says. He's wrong. There is no such commitment. America's ties with Taiwan are governed by something called the Taiwan Relations Act. It was adopted in 1979, and this act does not require Washington to send military to Taipei. So what does it do? It asks America to ensure that Taiwan has the resources to defend itself. But Biden here is giving Taiwan clear security guarantees. What does military involvement mean? Is it sending troops or just arms? President Biden did not clarify, just like he did with Ukraine. Keep the pot boiling with professions of commitment and fuel the fire. The question is why? Why is Biden pulling another Ukraine? Why is he adding to the tension in the Taiwan Strait? China views Taiwan as its renegade province, just like Russia views Ukraine as an extension of itself. Interestingly enough, the US acknowledges this, in the Chinese case at least. On paper, the US backs the One China policy, and yet their president talks about military intervention. Their White House says there's no change in policy. Is this confusion by design or default? Either way, China is not amused.
We urge the US to avoid causing grave damage to bilateral relations. China will take firm actions to safeguard its sovereignty and security interests. We will be true to our word.
This is how Beijing reacted. China is accusing the US president of playing with fire. Experts are accusing Biden of straying from America's strategic ambiguity. That's what they call their Taiwan policy, by the way, strategic ambiguity. Keeping their policy deliberately vague and keeping China guessing, along with everyone else. Will America intervene or will it not? The White House never really spelled it out. And now their president is saying an emphatic yes.
Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes.
In doing what he's doing, who is Biden helping? Taiwan or China? Taiwan, for one, has been quick to thank him. What about China? Experts fear that China could use these statements as a pretext to raise tensions. They've been making military maneuvers, practicing the invasion of Taiwan, and China may be just waiting for an excuse to strike. Biden may have handed them that on a platter. But what's in it for him? Americans are tired of faraway wars. Taiwan, of course, does not want a war. Even Biden's own administration is not backing him. This is the third time he's committed to interfering in Taiwan, and the third time the White House has backtracked. Headlines like these have become frequent. So we're back to where we started. Whose interest is Joe Biden serving by making these statements on Taiwan? Perhaps his own, both personal and political. Biden had voted in favor of the Taiwan Relations Act. Senator Biden was in favor of American support to Taiwan, and President Biden needs a foreign policy win desperately. America's hasty exit from Afghanistan has been criticized globally. The Biden administration is also being called out for provoking Russia. Most of the countries outside the West have chosen not to side with America on Ukraine, or for that matter, be party to American sanctions. That war in Europe is becoming a stalemate, a frozen conflict. The Iran deal has not happened. The trade war with China has not ended. Back in America, midterms are around the corner. Biden's party is not poised to win. So what does he do? Look for a foreign policy win or a distraction at the very least. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.